Okay, so my Think Aloud is going to be on the Voting Rights Act. So what I am thinking is, okay, this Voting Rights Act is part of the civil rights movement in America. I'm looking here, and it starts in 1964, so it's a bit later in the Civil Rights Act. So I think, we're past slavery, so we are going to be talking more about the rights of Black individuals in America rather than abolishing slavery. I'm also looking here, obviously, at the title, the Voting Rights Act. So obviously something is going to be about voting, and what that entails, I am not sure yet because I have not read, but I predict that this will be about African Americans in America in the 60s, about their voting. So I am going to start reading now. In July 1964, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act. The legislation attempted to deal with the problem of African Americans being denied the vote in the Deep South. The legislation stated that uniform standards must prevail for establishing the right to vote. Schooling to sixth grade constituted legal proof of literacy, and the Attorney General was given power to initiate legal action in any area where he found a pattern of resistance to law. So my first thought here is, why is there different mandates for who can vote? So obviously African Americans weren't given the right to vote. So here it's saying that schooling till sixth grade was a proof of literacy and they are able to vote. While a lot of African Americans weren't given the ability to go to school to learn to read. So even if they are able to vote as a Black person, they aren't able to read, which again takes them out. So it's not really a fair judgment to have to be able to read to vote. But they are working towards everyone having the ability to cast their vote and be a part of their government. Moving on, the following year, President Lyndon Baines Johnson attempted to persuade Congress to pass his Voting Rights Act. This proposed legislation removed the right of states to impose restrictions on who could vote in elections. So going off of what I was saying earlier, I see that they are trying to lift those restrictions so it is more fair for everyone to be able to vote, and not just middle to upper class white individuals in America that have the ability to get an education and read. So they aren't the ones dictating, the only ones dictating the rules in our country. Johnson explained how every American citizen must have the equal right to vote, yet the harsh fact is that many places in this country, men and women are kept from voting simply because they are Negroes, which I agree with. Again, they may say that everyone is able to vote, but these restrictions are definitely showing a dichotomy, a divide between who is able to vote and who is not. They may not say it's because they are Black and because they're white, but simply because of the opportunities that they are given. Although opposed by politicians in the Deep South, the Voting Rights Act was passed by large majorities in the House of Representatives and the Senate, 77 to 19. The legislation empowered the national government to register those whom the states refused to put on the voting list. So I did not expect that it would be that fast to put those individuals on the voting list. I'm glad that it did happen that fast, that once the act was passed, that other individuals were able to vote. When Johnson signed the 1965 Civil Rights Act, he made a prophecy that he was signing away the South for 50 years. This proved accurate. In fact, the Democrats have never recovered the vote of the white racists in the Deep South. I'm kind of wondering what they mean. I'm guessing what they're talking about is the racists in the South were never able to get their way. I'm guessing that's what that means. However, I would like more clarity on that. Just before his assassination in 1968, Robert Kennedy forecast that the United States would have a Negro president in 40 years. This prediction came true when Barack Obama was elected in November 2008. However, his Republican rival, John McCain, won the former Confederate states of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I actually did not know that it was such a divide still that the southern states did vote for the white Republican more than they did the black Democratic nominee. I did not know that. But I really think that the most important idea taking away from this read aloud is that they tried, the government tried to push away the racism. They tried to make it, oh, everyone can vote as long as you can read, as long as you can write. And knowing that African Americans in the country at that time didn't have those skills. So I think that is a really important part. A lot of this is just basic skills, or I'm sorry, basic rights that African Americans have now that are that this is where this came from. And it's sad to say that, this happened in my mom's lifetime. Yeah.